Newsome, welcome to Black Lives Matter TV. Here, we confront the issues facing Black America. Currently, there are 64,000 missing Black women and girls in our country. This is according to data provided in 2014. Right now, we have an expert on the topic. Miss Toni Rivera from Helping Hands is going to tell you a little bit about these issues. Ms. Rivera, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell the mothers and the fathers at home what their children are facing out there.
They're actually facing a lot simply because parents don't realize what's lurking in their backyards. It's a lot that they don't know about sex and human trafficking. It's two totally different things. You have to really learn about it and see, just be aware of things that you know are not normal and some things that you do know that is normal out in society within your community, because you have all sorts of people that come at your children, and that friend just may not be that friend who you think they are.
Okay, so if I want to have a conversation with my child about sex trafficking and what they should be aware of and what they should look out for, how would I start that conversation?
You would start out just by getting to know that kid's friends, finding out who they're hanging out with. Now, this day and age, you have the internet. Don't be afraid to be parent, sneaky, look, whatever you want to call it, checking out on your children. I bring this to the table. I say this to say that friend could be someone who's there to lure your child into sex trafficking.
Really? How would they lure your child?
Coming in, getting to know the family, trying to want the kid to go out to the movies, just do little things that teenagers do. That's just one area I ask parents to really look out for. If someone's new to the area and they're trying to make friends with, trying to be friendly, watch out for that, because you don't know where that child comes from. You don't know who's in that child house. You don't know what that child has been exposed to.
So, break it down to us, right? What type of games are being played on these children's minds? Okay, so we're going to the movies, we're hanging out. What does this child start to say to lure?
It's not what that child says to lure them, is what that person hear from the child to lure them.
Explain.
Say, for instance, I'm your friend. You telling me all your business. You telling me mommy don't have, daddy don't have, I can't get this, I need money for this, or I want to do this, that, and the third. I'm listening to everything that you're saying to me, and the first thing that's going to come to my mind is, oh, I can help you. You want to make that money? You need help doing such and such. You need help getting that prom dress. You want those new sneakers. You want that Gucci bag. You want something. I can help you get that. But you got to come work with me.
Work with you how?
Working with me is selling. Can I
Yeah,
say
be
free?
real, please.
Selling ass, selling drugs, doing whatever.
Okay.
You're in order to make that money that you think you're gonna, the first couple months you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna get that money, but by the time that 3 month come back around, third month come, you ain't get nothing, and you already suckered in. You going from state to state, town to town, place to place.
Okay.
And you're there. You got. There's no getting out of it.
Wow. That's scary stuff.
Very.
That's scary stuff. Now, that's sex trafficking.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we think of any form of trafficking, right, until I became aware of these 64,000 missing girls and the actions being taken by groups like our group, Black Lives Matter New York, to find our girls, I just thought of it as people being kidnapped and just taken off the street. So what you're saying is it's not just that.
No.
Is there an element of the kidnapping that people should look out for? Is that prevalent or?
It is to a certain extent, because a little bit about myself and what I've experienced. I was taken. I got with this guy. He he was basically grooming me for it. He wined and dined me my first couple months. The next couple months, I wasn't able to go home. I was what you call shopping. I had to go out and sleep with multiple men, sometimes women. And once I got accustomed to doing it, because you do get accustomed to doing it, getting beat so much, not being able to eat, not just, just your living, you get accustomed to it, so you continue to do it. So like my first 3 to 4 years, it was like, all right, I'm done. I can't fight no more to try to get away to go home. So I turned into the person I didn't want to be, and I started recruiting.
Okay.
So it's not kidnapping. I mean, you guys call it kidnapping, but we call it recruiting.
Recruiting.
Getting into it is not you going down the street and you snatching kids off the road. No, that's not what it is.
Okay.
It's basically you're listening. You're listening to what they're saying.
So, a lot of these missing women are manipulated
pretty much.
into leaving their families.
Yes.
As a recruiter, what are some of the things you say other than I'll buy you this or I'll get you that? Is there a way that are they turning people against their families?
It's not what I would say. Back again, we're back at it's the conversation that you give me.
Okay.
Back when I was doing this, my places would be the church. Reason being, the church, you have these young girls coming in, and we're all taught, oh, you pray, you ask God for this. These young kids don't have that mindset of it's going to take time for God. God don't answer prayers right then and there. It takes time. So I was one of those people that I prayed on that. I hear you praying. I see what you saying that you asking God for, and he's not giving it, whether it be money for a prom dress, whether it be money for a car. I'm bringing you, I'm going to come to you and just whisper that in your ear, yo, I can help you. All you got to do is just come work with me. I can get you a job with me.
Okay.
And they was down.
I commend you for telling your story, using your story to help people. What do you say to the people who are like, hey, Toni should be in jail right now for what she was doing?
It was by the grace of God. Because I can honestly say majority of the time 99% of the time when I was out doing what I was doing, I was on drugs.
Okay.
I was completely just wiped out, washed out. And it wasn't a time where I just went up to a kid or someone back then that was they was my age and been like, come on, let's go. Or, really kidnap them. It was more of, again, me listening to your problems and thinking that I'm giving you a way out of what you're going through.
Okay. Now, I'm here sitting with you, but I want you to take me out of the equation. I'm just a fella who's sitting at home, and I hear about this march that's happening on April 9th. It's a Find Our Girls March sponsored by Black Lives Matter New York. Yes, I care about the 64,000 girls, but why should I be there? Why, Toni? Why should I get off my couch and get out there and raise awareness to help these girls?
You should be there because you don't know if that one girl that's missing is your next door neighbor. You don't know that because and I say we because I was taken. I was literally kidnapped. I was taken. My family knew nothing of where I was at. They had their thoughts of where I would be, but they knew nothing. I was going from state to state to town, and I tell people, if you see someone in distress and you're asking questions, the first question should be is, where you from? Or throw a guinea pig question out. That's what I call it. Do they know the area? You should be at this march trying to learn something about sex and human trafficking just because you don't know who's in your area. You don't know if one of these girls is in your area. You don't know if one of these girls is registered in your school. You don't know if one of these girls is at the college. You don't know if she's working in the bodega. That's why you should be here.
How old were you when you were introduced to this lifestyle?
17.
Okay. So to a 17-year-old woman that's caught in this vicious cycle, What do you tell her to take her, to remove her, to inspire her to leave this situation?
You, I don't have all the questions. I mean, all the answers, you know. The one thing I can really say and hope that they would do is the first chance you get to go, run. Because if people think, oh, well, they're there, they can leave, they can. No, you can't. No, you can't. And I'm a prime example of that. My ex-husband is who rescued me, and he didn't even know it. He knew nothing. He thought we was just going on a date to the movies. And me listening to him talk, he said, I'm moving to Philly tomorrow. Do you think I took my ass back to that house? When he said, I'm moving to Philly tomorrow, I
Yeah.
said, no, let's leave tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I looked back. I did not look back.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God, I did not look back. I left. If that one time you get to see somebody, he got you around someone who you know isn't really dealing with him, whether it's a police officer or whoever. But I have my thing with the police also.
Of course.
But try to get away. Say something.
Say something.
Say something.
Now, we have an organization here in New York City called GEMS. Over 80% of the women that they help that are in sex and human trafficking are women of color. They're doing great work. I know you have your organization, Helping Hands. You want to tell us how, you want to tell whoever's watching how they can reach you?
631-530-8907.
Okay.
You call me. If it's a meeting place, I'll pick you up. Because I don't take these girls to shelters. I don't take them and just throw them out. I take them to my home.
Wow.
I let them get themselves together. And I ask, do you want to go home? I wait a couple days and sit down and I talk to them. Sending them to other places is not something that I do. I want them to be able to come to my house, stay home, stay there, feel like a home setting for once in their life.
Okay.
And I talk to them and I ask them, do you want to go home or do you want to stay? What is it that you want to do? I give them the option, and most of them say they want to go home. So the money comes from me and my husband's pocket.
Wow.
Whether we put them on Amtrak or a plane, we send them home. It's never the bus, because that was my thing of being at the bus stop and seeing this guy who I was working for get the girls from the bus area.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Now, for those who can't bring a young woman or woman into their home, are there any other organizations that you know of that could be of assistance?
I really don't, besides gyms.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Toni.
Thank
We
you for having
appreciate
me.
you.
Thank you
And
for
I'll
having
see
me.
you Sunday.
Yes, you will.
All right.